I tell you, I've been trained so much to succeed. No one taught me what to do when I failed.
We've had our friends from this next organization we're going to talk about in a second, and several times. K9s for Warriors is just an incredible concept, incredible payoff. They understand that a lot of people who serve our country come back to live the normal lives that they deserve and they've worked hard for, but sometimes with PTSD issues, and just all sorts of issues dealing with mental health, it's not that easy. But we know for a fact that having a dog in the house can change everything. Mm-hmm. And K9s for Warriors is just an amazing, amazing way to show love to the people who have served our country and continue to serve every day. They support our nation's disabled veterans by restoring their confidence, independence with a dog. And you're sitting there going, "Oh God, I get it." It's a
totally
dog. Right.
It is.
And I know that you and your station are having a telethon for K9s for Warriors. Is it tomorrow, Froggy?
Yeah, we're doing it all day tomorrow, raising money for so we can save. The good thing is you're saving veterans and you're also saving dogs. These are dogs that are rescues. They are then trained to become service animals, and so it's a question of who rescued who. We rescued the dog, and then the dog rescues our veteran.
Wow, very well put. I know Gandhi's crying. All right, so David and Doc, I want from our friends at K9s for Warriors here to represent. Where are they? I forget. There's a chicken parm stop for Doc.
Hi,
there's
buddy.
Doc. Hey, David.
Hi,
come on in. How are you? Pleased to meet you. It's an honor. May I say hello to Doc?
Absolutely.
Hello, Doc. Oh.
Isn't he so sweet?
Oh, my gosh. Have a seat. Relax. What an honor to have you in here.
No, believe me, it's mine.
Really?
Absolutely.
Stay close to that microphone. By the way, Veterans Weekend. Here we go.
Absolutely.
Thank you for serving our country.
My pleasure.
So tell your story as best as or as however you want to tell your story, and let's lead it up to Doc being the punchline on the story. It's a great ending.
Absolutely. He's the star of the show anyway.
Absolutely.
So like most veterans, right, we get deployed to areas that we don't grow up with naturally, and as a result of it, sometimes we come home with some things that we wish we would have left there. And with me, PTSD just kind of made me isolated. Didn't want to leave the house, changed who I was as a husband, a father, even as an employee. I served in law enforcement when I came home, and I just found myself being different. And I had tried a lot of the different modalities that, traditional medicine would say, hey, this will get you back to where you want to be. And it didn't. It just made you a robot. It completely took away all your emotions.
And that's not how you wanted to live as a
No,
robot.
absolutely not. I'm sure my kids didn't want to be like, yeah, my dad's a robot.
I can tell that you're a party. I can tell you're a fun person. But, in dealing with all of the baggage you brought back from serving, and then you serve on a police force, and you're still serving our community, then you lost your mom.
Yeah.
And so that sort of sent you into orbit, right?
That definitely was, that was
one of the things.
A lot of people talk about flashbacks, and I hadn't had any. Believe it or not, I was home 10 years. Nothing, kind of was bothering me. And then the moment that my mom passed away, I just I went back to Iraq. And I think what it was the first time I had suffered personal loss since Iraq.
What's a flashback like from your point of view?
You're here, but you're not present. So you could be thinking about, for me, I just remember I was at my backyard, sitting on my porch, but I immediately, like when they were taking her away, sadly, I just kept thinking about the people in Iraq. Wow. And when we were taking, some of our comrades away, and it was just like, wow, how did I get back there?
There was a connection there.
Yeah, and I couldn't break it. And then that was just a cycle that just it had grabbed me and wouldn't let me go.
So here you are with a family.
Yes.
And you got a life going here.
Yeah.
But this is just that mountain you cannot cross over.
I tell you, I've been trained so much to succeed. No one taught me what to do when I failed.
And so there's also that feeling of failure.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Like, who am I? I thought I was a Mr. Tough Guy. Here I am. I'm failing myself, and you feel like subsequently you're failing your family.
Embarrassment, everything.
Well, no, but in hindsight, I'm sure there are moments where you still feel like that because that's what mental health is about. It's
Absolutely.
about ebb and flow. But there also are other ways other than traditional medicines and this and that.
Yes. And that's where Doc comes in.
Okay, so K9s for Warriors. I mean, how did you make the connection with them, and how did you learn that a life with Doc is probably going to change a lot in your life?
Honestly, I never even know they were doing this. It was another veteran service organization in New Jersey that kind of said, hey, Why don't you try this? And they were family friends. And at that point, I was like, really, a dog? Like, I already have enough problem telling people I take medicine. Now I'm supposed to walk down the street with a dog with a billboard? This doesn't work.
Dogs are not easy.
No.
I've got 2 of them, and believe me, when one day I lose them, I'll have PTSD dog issues.
Oh,
no. Whoa. But the thing is you did make the connection with K9s for Warriors.
Absolutely.
And then through a process, Doc came into your life. Doc was a total save as well.
Oh, absolutely.
So talk about what happened.
So, one, the program is great because it's saving 2 lives at once, right? You're saving a dog's life and you're saving a veteran's life. And the way that kind of works, it makes this symbiotic relationship, right? Veterans and service members, we have what's called battle buddies. And what we do is we're always watching each other's back. So in regard, in hindsight, we went and saved a dog. Now I'm watching his back and he watches mine. And that's still kind of just the same relationship between a dog and their owner, right? Dogs live to please their owners. And so naturally it just works. And then when I went down to K9s for Warriors, it was just like, I was scared. Honestly, I was probably more scared than anything else I had really done in my life in a long time. I remember it was like, wow, this reminds me when I was having my first kid.
Were you doubting, like, what are we doing here?
Yeah, absolutely.
The dogs are great and all, but how is this going to change my life?
Oh, I completely have a second thought. And then I just said, well, it's like having my first kid. I can't turn back now. It's here, so you got to be ready to accept it, and boom, here it is.
Oh, wow. And so how long have you been with Doc?
We're going to be together 5 years in April.
So talk about, and Gandhi is bursting with questions over here, but I have one more question for you. Talk about how you recognize, without a doubt, that having Doc in your life actually is calming and actually is moving you to a better place. And how you can actually go, okay, I need Doc right now. This is a Doc moment. Like, what's that like for you?
No, I can tell you this. Scientifically, right, through medicine, I haven't been on medicine over 4 years. Wow. I mean, that right there in and of itself is amazing. Oh. But, being able to go back out and once being secluded to my house, now being Little League coaches, going to events, going to places sometimes that I dare not go, or if I did go, like most veterans or cops, always back to the door, always hyper vigilant. Now you could just relax and enjoy that moment.
May I assume that there are still moments where you're like, okay, I'm having a moment, because that's being human as well, but also it's multiplied by your life experience. And then Doc is right there. And what happens when you just look down and look at his eyes? When you look down into Doc's little eyes, what happens? Can you describe to us what happens to you physically and emotionally?
Physically, you get connected, you get grounded, right? No matter if you were thinking about a bad thought or a bad moment, you get connected. Dogs give unconditional love. And that little unconditional love offers that moment to heal. And he just doesn't work for me. In my household, he works for everybody. My wife's in the medical field, so I would always tell the type of day she had at work how he responds to her when she walks in.
So he knows.
Amazing.
Oh yeah.
He knows. They know.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, you may not even recognize that you're having an anxious moment, but Doc does.
And I'll tell you what he does. He'll come up to me and he'll just kind of keep nudging me and pushing all his body weight, and I could get annoyed and start to push him away. And I'm like, leave me alone right now. Leave me alone. And then about probably the third nudge, I'm like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, he knows something I don't know.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, we were talking. So all of the ways you were saying he has your back and you have his back. Can you tell us some of the things that he does for you, like at nighttime? What you were saying?
So yeah, so one of the big things for me, I suffered was like 2 years of night terrors, and so what he could do is he would just come up right beside me in my bed and just, I feel his hot breath and everything in the middle of the night, and then I wake up and I'm like, well, what's he doing over here? But that was he's a good distraction. So he broke me out of that cycle, that night terror I was having, because now I'm being attentive to him. And then I realized, because a lot of times for me, I couldn't remember what I was dreaming about or what was causing that night terror.
But he sees it.
And he sees it.
Wow.
He comes and stops
And
it.
he's not judging. There's no judging.
No, that's the best part. There's no judgment.
He's not like, oh, here he goes. Night terrors again.
Yeah.
He's not doing that.
Yeah.
He's there for you.
Yeah,
It's not like my wife and kids. I'm like, oh, daddy's having a bad day.
Yeah.
And so Froggy, by the way, is in Jacksonville. Their station is doing a telethon tomorrow for K9s for Warriors.
Yes.
And it's like, Froggy, like $25,000 per dog to go through the necessary training, right?
It is to take the dog and rescue the dog and then train it and then pair it with a warrior, with a veteran. It takes $25,000, and there are I believe K9s for Warriors is getting ready to pair their 1 1,000th service animal with a warrior next year.
Absolutely.
But there are 300 veterans currently in waiting, and they've just built an entire new facility so they can train more dogs. They've got veterinarians. They've got everything they need. It is an amazing organization that does so much. And once again, they're saving 2 lives at once.
Wow. So there you go.
Yeah.
This is a unbelievable story.
Yeah, and there's so much more than just a companion. Like, he does so much for you physically, mentally, in every way. He's just a little buddy. I love him. By the way, Doc is amazing.
Dogs want to be put to work.
Yeah.
All
Absolutely.
dogs
Have a purpose.
Even the little tiniest, puniest little dog. You may, oh, cute. No, that dog was to work too. That dog is a dog. And I tell you, Doc is absolutely filling the bill. You must be so.
And,
You
don't
must be
forget
so
the main,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
purpose for them was, why K9s was created was to end veteran suicide.
Right.
Right? So that's, on average, depending on what numbers you're looking at, 17 to 22 a day.
Oof.
Right. I heard that 22 a day is what I heard yesterday.
Yeah, and
Veterans.
So this thing, just a dog, replacing a dog with a veteran, and that right there could be the biggest thing that you make. It's different if I decide, hey, maybe today's the day that I no longer want to be here. If I have a dog next to me, I'm gonna probably think twice.
Right.
Oh, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna leave him. I'm gonna leave him back
Well,
of
yeah.
dog food. Like, it's just
it
it
gives you
changes the
another journey
mindset.
in your head to go, okay,
Absolutely.
let's consider this and this. I got to tell you, because you don't see it, but I'm sitting here next to Doc, and Doc is like my little Max. He has this thing where he looks right through your soul. Their eyes go right, and they know exactly. They're not whatever. They look right into your eyes. They look right into your heart, into your soul. That's what he does for you.
Yeah.
Oh God, David, that's so cool.
And he's taking you on some really cool adventures too, right? You were telling me about all the awesome stuff you've gotten to do because of and with Doc.
Yes, and I mean, let's think about it. How many people could be, go on a radio show and be vulnerable and tell their stories, what, most people would be judged by, right? You're stigmatized by, and that's just another thing that these dogs have provided. But, I got to say on a personal note, this has definitely been one of the coolest. I was telling Gandhi, like, I grew up on this. Like,
on what? This show?
Absolutely.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God.
I'm talking about, like, Morning Zoo, like, all the way back. John Bell, like, way back.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's a long time ago. Wow. Well, I'm honored to have. No, this is the thing. When we meet our listeners, you never know whose story is what. You never know who's going through whatever,
Right.
and whatever the joy they have in their life, what struggles they have. But we meet people who listen, and we're like, wow, another great story that we needed to hear.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Thank you so
since
much.
high school. This
Wow.
is over 20 years.
We've been around a long time.
Amazing. He said he met The Rock, he met Tom Hanks, and he's so stoked to be here. I
More
was
than
like,
The Rock
man.
and Tom Hanks? You're nuts. I'd love to meet them.
Well, there's a personal thing here,
See, we met all them. We'd rather meet you.
Yeah.
I want to read it.
Actually-
We have a lot of text coming through here, David. This is the most beautiful thing I've ever heard. Dogs are another level of good that we don't deserve sometimes. But if there's anyone who does deserve it, those who serve our country. God bless you both. And the texts go on and on and on.
That's beautiful.
No, well, you're beautiful. And Doc,
Thank you.
look at that. Now he's all curled up under your feet. He's so loyal to you.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Look at that.
I mean, this is my buddy.
You know what I always say. I don't mean to be rude, but people suck. Dogs are great.
Absolutely.
I hear it all
Yeah,
the time.
for sure.
All the time.
They really do. And also, I must applaud Froggy. Froggy reminded us, as we've had K9s for Warriors on before. They've come in and it was an amazing experience. But he's like, we're doing this telethon. We got to bring someone in, and luckily the universe brought us all together.
Yes.
Yeah, no,
Thanks to Froggy.
And it's also some of the other veteran buddies you've met through K9s for Warriors. There have been friendships formed there, people that you didn't know when you were in deployment, but now you guys are all friends and have your own kind of brotherhood through K9s for Warriors as well, right?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we all, there's a good part of people that take care of each other, always checking in on each other. I mean, we even have our own Facebook group.
Cool.
So when someone's going through something, you could post it, and there's a big response that'll come back. So, you don't have to worry about that judgment, even from a human in that regard.
Well, I got to say, highlight of my week, maybe month, maybe year, David and Doc coming in to see us.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, look, $25,000 a dog to go through the process to get a dog at the appropriate level, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we've got to do it. We've got to sponsor a dog. We've done it before. We'll do
Okay.
it again. This is our second one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is it, Frog?
Yeah, it is. And you'll get to name the dog, Elvis.
I will.
Or
Hey.
Gandhi will get to name the dog. It
I
sounds
wouldn't
like.
trust us with the name.
Trust us.
Hey, naming rights.
It's oh my God, it's my K9s for
Yep.
Warriors dog, Spunky. No, whoever's connected with the dog should name it. I don't know. Did Doc come with the name Doc?
No, so it's the sponsor who names the dogs.
Really?
Yeah. So my sponsor, his father was a Vietnam veteran, And his nickname while he was over in Vietnam was Doc, and then his son became a doctor. So he's like, hey, yeah, we're going to sponsor his dog and name him Doc.
We can't, Gandhi, we can't choose like some lame name.
No, we have to meet the dog first.
Well, I don't know if
And then we'll name
You
it.
will. You absolutely will meet the dog.
Really?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
we're in.
And you can follow history, everything of it.
Because of you,
Aw.
Dave, because of you, Doc.
It's really Doc, right? He's the man.
Doc, you're the man. We're going to go ahead. We're going to go ahead and, oh, you're welcome. Oh, God, look at that.
Doc has such a happy tail. He's such a happy boy. I love
He's got
him.
one of those tails that knocks stuff off the coffee table.
Oh, buddy.
It's so great.
He thinks he's a lap dog.
You are a big,
You can sit in my
you're a
lap.
big lap dog. All right, so let's sponsor. Let's sponsor a dog for K9s for
I
Warriors.
love this.
I love it.
Done deal.
Yay.
And what a pleasure to meet you, David.
Likewise.
And you know what? A lot of people are listening to the show right now, and they're going, "Oh my God, what a great story!"
Oh, the texts are overwhelming. And of course, we have the, oh my God, he sounds hot.
You're married,
I'm very married.
and he's got kids, and he's got a dog.
And he's got Doc.
Back off. So yeah, so you've got kids, you've got a wife, you've got a dog. That's like, let's get him. No, back off. It's all good, David. It's such a pleasure to meet you.
My pleasure.
Thank you so much. And Doc, it goes without saying.
This is such an awesome organization.
Get out of the trash.
Awesome people. This is great.
We
He's eating the leftover chicken.
We had
parm.
chicken parm earlier. Obviously, Doc likes Italian.